Infinity, Halo 4. Oh, I can just hit mute. It's alright. Legendary walkthrough for level Infinity. The achievement for this is called Bros to the Close. And you have to prevent any any unnecessary marine deaths on heroic or harder. And it doesn't say on single player only, so I presume that means you can do it on co-op. So you're gonna have to help me out with this level at some point. And
you haven't gotten that yet.
I have not gotten that achievement yet. Because on Legendary, I was not able to pull it off. Some of the other achievements I've been able to pull off on Legendary, like no problem. But just because, like, you know, reading the description and you kind of have to know what you're going for, that's all you really need sometimes to get the achievement. But this one, it's not easy. Because the Marines die insanely quickly, and I'm not looking forward to getting this one on heroic difficulty even. I mean, my idea is that with 2 people playing, we can kill the enemies fast enough on heroic that, like, the Marines don't have a chance to die. But on Legendary, you die so fast, like, you can't just run out in the middle and absorb bullets. But if there's like 2 people and you're both running out there just with a shotgun blasting every creeper or leaper,
Jeepers? Creepers?
peepers, every robot dog, then you will hopefully we'll be able to do it. We're gonna do that for a drink along, I think, at some point, an achievement drink along.
Okay.
It's not too often that I have to ask for help.
No, I don't think
achievement
you've
guide.
ever asked me for help.
No, probably not.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. I'm a very I like to do shit on my own.
Here's the help that you ask from me. Hey Dan, do the Zelda guide.
Yeah, that's about it. That sounds about right.
Yeah. This level looks really cool.
Yeah.
The art or the environment.
The jungle style.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah. I do too. You know, it reminds me of in Halo 1, I think it was the first time you get to see the flood. Do you remember that? It's kind of like a jungle setting.
No, first time you see it floods in a building.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there's a mission where you're in kind of a jungle and it has this like thick fog.
Oh, yeah. I know that one.
And then in Halo
Can't
2.
see shit.
Yeah, you can't see shit. And then in Halo 2, they had a level that was like almost that exact same setting, and they had like a really thick fog as well. But because Halo 2 came out pretty close to Halo or the Xbox 360, stealth dog activate. I remember that one multiplayer map ran like shit on the Xbox 360, and they had to take it out of the multiplayer map rotation.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was like a big circle, and it was a good free for all map. Well, it wasn't a good for anything map because they couldn't play it on the Xbox 360. But it was just like I mean, who knows why it ran fine on the PlayStation on the Xbox.
You were playing Halo on the PlayStation?
I have a very unique mod for my Xbox. It's actually a PlayStation.
Oh wow.
I have a modded Xbox, and it's black and it says Sony on it, and it runs Blu-rays. Oh, so that was the shield ability that I never used. I don't like. I think they did a really bad job with the armor abilities in this game. So the reviews for this game are out now, and it's getting really, really, really good reviews, like 90 plus on Metacritic, which is really good. I think overall, Metacritic scores are starting to trend down as an average because more and more review outlets are kind of seeing. All right, before I go on a Metacritic rant, so you have a new ability right now. It's called Promethean Vision, and it just highlights everybody on the map. And
what does it cost to use? Or you just have it?
It has a full charge, and you can't just leave it on all the time, or else the batteries deplete. Is basically it. So do you see in the bottom left corner above my mini map, my radar? If I turn it on, it'll slowly drain that. Okay. And you can use it for quite a while. And you can shoot while it's on, which makes it easy to hit some of these dudes from far away. Anyway, Metacritic. Oh, so for this area, just stay up on this top spot. There's a decent amount of ammo, a bunch of grenades you can pick up, so just start whipping grenades at that knight after you take out his robot bike. Floating hover bike, that's what I was calling. And then, like, you know, it's weird. It's not as visible on the knights. You can't as easily see when their shields deplete, but you can if you kind of know what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. Like, they have a shield just like elites that can pop, like with a noob combo, but it's not a one-shot kill after you take them out. So, anyway, Metacritic reviews. I think that a lot of review outlets are kind of learning to use the full review scale, which is making overall Metacritic reviews a little bit lower, which I think means that the 90 plus that this game is getting on Metacritic right now is
even more important.
Is even more important. Is even more, even more important, even more worthwhile than maybe a 90 plus for Halo Reach or a 90 plus for ODST, simply because Metacritic is such a big site and has so many, and is like such a huge influence on people who buy games and the industry as a whole, and like developers getting bonuses and stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That blows my mind. So I'm hoping that, like, you know, for developers whose bonuses are based off of what kind of Metacritic score they get, that their cutoff line is adjusting accordingly. That it's not just simply, oh, if you get above an 80 on Metacritic, you get X $100,000 in bonus to the studio. Like, I hope it's, you know, some sort of sliding curve based on the average score of all games that come out in some time period.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this game's coming out. This game's coming out. The reviews are out for this game, and I honestly didn't expect it to be getting this high of reviews.
You disagree?
I disagree with the overall
What do you say,
consensus.
8 out of 10?
Well,
On our scale,
I haven't
we
played.
have a 5-point scale.
I haven't played Spartan Ops, and I haven't played multiplayer.
Pretty big parts.
Pretty big parts of the game, but to say, like, you can't even review multiplayer before the game comes out. To me, giving multiplayer a score before the game comes out,
Before you can play with the public.
is like playing and reviewing an MMO. Right. Okay, not just playing with the public and testing out the matchmaking system, but seeing how the game's balance evolves and if they actually keep it patched over time. It's like reviewing an MMO before it's public. Like, there's so, like, it's so important to see, like, how the systems are built to work with shitty people. Like, do I get matched up with shitty people? Does the skill-based matchmaking actually work?
So that pretty much makes it impossible to review multiplayer.
No, you wait a month, or you review just single player and Spartan Ops. So that's a different conversation. I'm getting off on a tangent, which happens frequently. Anyway.
So what do you give the single player?
Oh, so this is an interesting gun. They don't explain this at all, but if you hold right trigger, it charges and it shoots half of your clip at once. So it's kind of like a pistol shotgun. But it's also a very inaccurate finisher. You can use it to get one-shot kills on grunts or those dogs or whatever. Oh, so that the light cycle right there, he was summoning more creepers or leapers when he was kind of like doing the little light move towards the ground. That's how he summons more of those. So I'm trying to get rid of the Promethean Vision and trying to get the Auto Sentry. There you go. That's the only armor ability worth picking up. So anyway, single player, it felt like every other Halo game. It like you end up going in these huge structures that are just like these mammoth tall ceilings. You feel like you've been in every single one of them before. This level felt like another Halo game that I've been in before, but that might just be because I've played every first-person shooter that's come out for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
That I feel like I've played them all before, and it'd be kind of insane to create something completely unique at this point in time.
Oh yeah, I mean, how many first-person shooters are there? 50?
Well, if this was set in the Middle East, in sand, and I'm taking out insurgents wearing turbans on their head, I'd say I'd played this before too.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's replacing the Flood with Prometheans. That's about
That's
it.
cool, though. That's a good step, right?
Getting rid of the Flood.
I don't like the Flood.
I don't like the Flood either. But I kind of like the Flood because I don't like the Flood.
Oh gosh, those Flood levels are insane.
They suck ass. You know, they did get rid of most... Like, there's very little backtracking in this game compared to previous Halo games. Like, every Halo game has significant amounts of backtracking in it. Like, there'll be a level where you run to the end, you turn around, and all of a sudden the level's repopulated with Flood. Or tons of other enemies or whatever. And you have to, like, redo the whole thing, and it's kind of like, oh, that's lazy on the developer's part.
Yeah.
But for this game, yeah. All right, let's take a break.
Yeah.
Good timing. All right, we're back. So I had to take a break.
We have noisy roommates.
We have very, very noisy roommates. I guess that was the one nice thing about the last place we were at.
We were in the basement.
We were in the basement.
No one ever bothered us.
It was basically a sound studio. Like large concrete walls, low ceilings, and nobody came down there.
Yep.
Right now,
Main floor.
creaky ass floors or wood floors that
Sirens.
When everybody talk about sirens, goddamn cops coming by constantly. There's sirens all the fucking time.
And our roommates get excited occasionally.
Occasionally,
Well, when they're home.
I feel like nonstop.
They're not home a lot.
Maybe I just don't get excited as everybody else. King of the Hill, scavenge complete. Your supplies are ready to be collected. So in addition to playing Halo 4, I'm also playing... what's the exact title of this game? Oh, I just found 22 supplies. Let's see what it's called officially. This is called Halo 4, King of the Hill, Fueled by Mountain Dew. That's the full title of this ridiculous iPhone game, right?
Yeah.
I'll be doing a video for this soon, and it's probably going to be online by the time actually that this is up, so be sure to check that out. It's an iPhone tie-in game to this, where it's a weird combination of what's that stupid iPhone app where you can be like the king of your Starbucks and like
Foursquare?
Foursquare, yeah. So it's like Foursquare, where the more times you check in, like you can be the king of your Starbucks. So for this part up here, there is a turret up here on the left, and it'll probably take you a few tries to get through this part, but the turret is definitely the way to go for this first half of this checkpoint and the second half. Like after you get up, so right now you just have to clear out the whole area. You're gonna go up to that door that I'm kind of looking at right now, and then you activate something, and then you just have to like stand there for 5 minutes while Cortana, hacks. But what that really means is you just have to kill everything, because that's how games work, right?
Yeah.
It's not actually about like waiting for her to finish her hack. It's about killing everything to trigger the fact that she's actually finished hacking it. That's why fucking game stories, and that's one of the many reasons why game stories are fucking stupid. I'm going on like 10 different tangents at once, and I can't even stay focused. Goddamn Peyton Manning. No, so just jump on this turret. These guys don't really throw a ton of grenades, so you don't have to worry about that turret getting knocked off, but there's some points later in the game where you're going to be going up against some vehicles that are going to do a lot of explosive damage, and you'll be using this cool rocket turret thing, and you do not want to get hit while you're on the turret, because like every other Halo game, when you detach the turret, it magically loses its infinite ammo, even though you're still like standing in the exact same spot, except you're holding it. But tripods are made of infinite ammo, is what I'm trying to say, in the Halo universe. If I was an artist, a webcomic artist, I would make a comic about how turrets are made of infinite ammo. I feel like Penny Arcade should do something like that. That's the only gaming webcomic that I ever read. There's so many shitty ones, but
Yeah, I've heard of that and
Hello.
XKCD X.
yeah, but that's not even like
That's more like just nerdy.
yeah, that's just nerd shit. That's not even like there's tons of gaming webcomics, but Penny Arcade's the only. Well, I mean, there's tons of gaming webcomics and there's hundreds of non-gaming specific webcomics, but yeah, Penny Arcades, they're pretty good. They're actually really good. I like them a lot. Did you ever read? I know you never read any comic books, and I never did either. I never liked them. Did you ever read like
Funnies?
Well, not necessarily like. Did you ever read the Sunday paper and read the
I
funnies?
read the funnies.
What ones?
Far Side and Calvin and Hobbes.
Far Side, Calvin and
I
Hobbes,
bought the books of those too.
and Dilbert.
And Dilbert. My dad loved Dilbert.
My dad still cuts out Dilbert every Sunday. I am 27 years old, and because nobody reads the paper anymore, he cuts out Dilbert every week for me.
That's insane.
It is kind of insane. It is kind of insane, and it's funny. Like, I actually appreciate it
Yeah.
because I know I don't have to like read them online now,
Yeah.
or read a newspaper. God forbid.
Oh man.
No, I loved the Far Side.
Old people.
I loved the Far Side. So there's 3 turrets you can choose from, and this was the best one I found. Like, you have the highest, the best height advantage. Oh, so right now I should be shooting at that stupid little light cycle because he just spawned like 4 new dudes and a knight. So again, this part it just takes some luck to get through it, to not get shot enough, because I mean it's kind of a dice roll for how many of their shots are going to actually hit you and how quickly you die while you're just mowing them down with infinite ammo on the turret. Oh yeah, Halo shitty checkpoint system. On my trial run for this level, I didn't get a checkpoint after completing that objective, and I had to completely redo that whole second half, which pissed me off immensely. So before you go through that door, rip off one of the turrets and lose your infinite ammo, and carry it through to the next section, so you have a little bit extra firepower to work with.
It's so nice not having that stupid visor on.
It is, actually. Now that it's not there, you
Yeah.
actually notice it. I like that. Huh.
I wish that was an option to turn that thing off. You know, like in racing games, you can be in the cockpit or on the hood. Some people don't like to see the cockpit.
I hate seeing the cockpit in Forza. I'm an on the hood guy, and some people are third person, like I was there.
I choose third person.
You choose third person.
Yeah.
I hate third person. I hate third person. I do cockpit over third person any day.
I like third person.
In front of the hood is the only acceptable. Is the only way I'd play any racing game ever. I hate it. It drives me nuts. Like, it totally screws with my braking points. Like, I go into a corner knowing where I'm supposed to brake, and being in third person totally screws up my timing on that. Even for games that I'm playing for the first time.
Yeah.
If it's, like, because racing physics really hasn't changed at all.
It shouldn't.
No, it shouldn't change. So it's like I go into every racing game with this preconceived notion of where my braking points are, going X miles an hour into this 90-degree right-hand turn. Anyway. So this is one of the new guns, the railgun. It's a pretty fun gun, actually. You have to charge it up fully, like you hold it for a couple of seconds. It's kind of a power weapon, I guess is the best way to describe it. It's not like a battle rifle where you get tons and tons of shots for it. You only get a couple shots. It's like a rocket launcher almost. So you hold it, you charge it for a couple seconds. There's no zoom on it, and then you just let go, and it shoots this huge explosive. You go skeet, 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 and
Oh, skate, skate.
throw explosive all over there, all over that knight's face.
Dropship.
Yep.
What are those called?
Phantoms.
Remember that from
Halo 3.
Wars.
Halo ODST. Halo Wars. Halo Reach. All next-gen consoles.
I think I played every Halo game except for this one.
Should we change our website name back to next-gen walkthroughs when the next-gen consoles come out?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the name of our YouTube channel.
I'm on board. We'll just change. We'll change our name every time the next gen consoles get stagnant. So 2 years maybe after a new console generation comes out,
Go back to WikiGameGuides.
we'll go back to WikiGameGuides. So this has been like a 7 or 8 year console cycle, assuming that the next Xbox. Do you think the next Xbox is coming out next year, or do you think it's gonna get teased at E3 and then come out a year after that?
I think it might get teased and launched next year.
Really? Because everything takes a year and a half. I feel like they tease it, like with Kinect, or it was called Natal, and at E3, and then they teased it in June or July or whenever E3 was, and then it took, a year and a half for it to come out. And I feel like that's the kind of way that it goes with every console. But do you think
sucks,
that,
man, consoles are getting weak?
do you think that maybe because neither Sony or PlayStation, or Sony or Microsoft, has said anything about their next console, they're both kind of waiting for the other person to show their cards,
No.
as it were?
Microsoft launched a year before Sony. Xbox is a year older than the PlayStation.
I'm saying now. Right now.
I
For
don't
the
think-
720 and the PlayStation 4.
I don't think Microsoft's plans are based on Sony's plans. I think they're going to launch it when it's ready.
Do you think that if Sony had said something about their console...
Then
okay,
Microsoft would have said something.
that's my point. Like if...
I don't think they
okay,
changed the
3 months,
release date.
3 months before E3, if Microsoft... Or if Sony got wind that Microsoft was going to say something, and all the blogs are posting stories about how the next Microsoft console is going to be teased,
Then the other guy has to.
then the other guy has to do it. That's my point.
Yeah.
And if it takes a year and a half, that's plenty of time to kind of adapt to what their competition is doing. But if they wait till the last minute, which is what it sounds like it's going to actually happen, and they're announcing a console 4 months, 5 months before it actually comes out, your competition doesn't have time to adapt to your new strategy.
Yeah. Just keep it under wraps like Apple style.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, we're going to have the Wii U and the Ouya before Sony and Microsoft.
I don't think either of those are genuine competition.
We'll see.
Well, not the Wii U, that's for sure. No one even, like, the common,
The lay person.
the general public doesn't even know what the Wii U is.
No. If you just
In-
ask someone.
And it's going to be nowhere near as good as Microsoft or Sony, even in terms of multiplayer stuff. And multiplayer is like huge.
That's the main point of playing video games.
Yeah, on a console. It's the multiplayer shooter aspect of it. That's why people pay $50 a year to play Halo Online or Call of Duty Online.
Yep.
Or Minecraft, which is the most played game on Xbox Live for the last month in September, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like, what's the Halo killer? Oh, it ended up being Call of Duty. Well, Halo killer might not be the best way to put it, but like, what toppled Halo as the number one first-person game? Call of Duty. Oh, what's going to topple Call of Duty? Everybody thinks it's going to be whatever Respawn Entertainment is, the people who created Call of Duty. Nope, it's Minecraft. A 4-player version of it on the console that's like severely limited console version compared to what's on the PC. It's like
As far as updates and.
as far as everything, like
Yeah.
they just recently had the adventure update, which is what pushed it up into, well, I think is what made it the most played thing. Like, it added a bunch of new features, but that was out like a year before on the PC. And on the console, you can only have 4 people playing at the same time, and no mods or anything like that. Yeah, anyway. So we're driving a tank for a scorpion.
Get over here.
Hey, excuse me, come over here, please. That was the most lackluster "get over here" I've ever heard. That was impressive.
It was supposed to be that way. That was my delivery.
Hey, get over here, por favor.
Yeah.
Take a drinking and driving drink.
Toasty. Toasty.
Toasty, indeed. So, again, with that achievement, I don't know how it's going to work on this mission when there's all these Marines just, like, sitting on my tank. And I can't...
They can't die?
And they can't die, according to the achievement description. Like...
Get off my tank. Go wait at the checkpoint.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no squad commands, like this is Rainbow Six or something. Like, the achievement descriptions, they're frequently... not as frequently vague and not as descriptive as I'd like, and like the game doesn't give you feedback about, oh, you just failed that achievement that you were going out of your way to try to get. Like, if it was Gears of War, you know, they'll have that overlay on the game that says, oh, you've got 200 out of 1,000 Lancer kills that you need to get this achievement. So, and it has that pop up and it tells you actively, oh, you're making progress towards this goal. But this game, and Halo's not alone in this, it doesn't give you any feedback when you fuck up. And you've eliminated the possibility of even getting the achievement. So it's going to take... And it's such a fucking long mission. Like, it's going to be a pain in the ass.
See, that's what also I didn't like about Dishonored.
Oh, Jack Del Rio, the Broncos defensive coach, is in this game.
Oh, cool. No, but like in Dishonored, you know, you're trying to do a full stealth run. You can't like press start and see if you were detected.
Yes.
And like maybe you didn't know that you were detected, but you were.
I hate that. It needs
just
to
like
have...
let me just press start and see if I fucked up, so I can just stop and start over.
Yes. Like, so many games don't do that well.
It wouldn't be that hard because it's obviously tracking that.
Right, and like maybe you could. I mean, if you're choosing the hardest difficulty, you need to get some feedback on whether you're doing it right. Like, I mean, obviously you're doing it right if you finish the level, but like if there's an achievement, they need to give you some sort of feedback on whether or not you're making progress towards the objective that they give you. Yeah. Anyway, so this voiceover is the Mantis Toboggan.
Dr. Mantis Toboggan.
Dr. Mantis Toboggan. He's got a fat wallet filled with condoms and hundreds. And
Magnums.
Magnums, yeah. So, this voiceover's been going on so long that I've managed to scavenge my most recent 7-Eleven for more supplies.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, I'm so excited. I'm the only... Well, so this thing came out yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. I'm the only person in the area, understandably, but there's a shitload of 7-Elevens around here.
Yeah.
It's insane how many 7-Elevens are around here. So this is kind of like the mech battle. On the right trigger you have infinite ammo for everything. On the right trigger you have the chain gun, machine gun that can overheat, similar to every other game that has a mounted gun with infinite ammo. And on the left trigger you have kind of a missile launcher that when you're shooting at large vehicles, because later on in the game there'll be a sequence where you're driving a Mantis where you're shooting at banshees and ghosts and stuff like that, and phantoms that are flying by, and it'll if your reticle's red, it'll follow them around as they try to like avoid your shots. So it kind of locks on. And it's infinite ammo, but it reloads every 5 shots, I think. And it reloads really quickly. It's not like a super long reload animation.
Not like a 1700s musket reload. Like Assassin's Creed 3.
Exactly. You're not packing powder and like cleaning the rifle barrel for every... Whoa, that was weird. For every missile shot in this. So we're getting close to the end of the level. I think. These levels are long. Whole game, editing out all the deaths, is 5 hours long.
Not that long.
Well, so I haven't done this test yet, but I'm going to take all of my unedited footage and put it in one clip just to see how long it actually took me, because I've never done that before actually, and I'm really curious now. And I have every game recorded for exactly, or in the past I've had every game recorded for exactly how long it takes me to beat the whole game, and I've never done that.
Yeah.
And so many people, like, that's the number one question that so many people have, and it's such a huge buying factor.
How long is this game?
Yeah, like Dishonored, that was a huge knock against that game. Deservedly or not, that's a different debate. People want to know, how long does it take you to beat the game? Oh, 5 hours? That doesn't sound like very long at all. Well, that's editing out all the deaths and on Legendary. But even on Legendary, without editing out the deaths, I still know where I'm going. And that cuts down on a lot of the time. So, I don't know.
Yeah, exploration.
Exploration.
Play style.
Yeah, and playstyle even. But I mean, that... How much do you think that could really account for? Maybe plus 10% on, like, okay...
The way you play versus the way I play? Depends on the game, but if there's stuff to look at...
Well, my first time through, you're absolutely right. I didn't think of it that way. Like, Assassin's Creed... Like, my first time through a game, I'm looking in every fucking corner. My second time through...
every sign
right
on the wall.
But, oh, so I wonder if that kind of evens out. So my first time through, I play on an easier difficulty, and I'm checking every corner. My second time through, I'm playing on Legendary, going in a beeline, trying to find the fastest, easiest way to beat the game. But I die 10 times as much compared to on Heroic or Normal or whatever I played through the first time. I think Normal. Oh, maybe it was the end of this level where I get to shoot out all the Banshees. Oh, so this bothered the shit out of me. So that's a loading door, right? It doesn't open until I'm done loading. But at the very beginning of this, there's a door that you have to destroy.
I saw that.
So, like, I started shooting that door
Thinking
I had to destroy it. Right, but nope. It's just a loading door. So, yeah, this is the section that I was talking about before that I thought was later on in the game, which I guess it actually was, because it is later on in the game. This is a picture of you from
when you were younger.
When I was younger?
This is a picture of you when you're older. What the fuck? Where'd you get that picture?
Oh, so one thing they took out of this game that I loved about the previous Halo games was the scoreboard mode. When you got
like the arcade mode?
Yeah, the arcade. Yes, that's what it was called. Scoreboard mode. And they give you like huge bonuses for taking out phantoms. And did I call those dropships phantoms before or wraiths?
Phantoms.
I called them phantoms. Okay, so I called them the right thing. I had a moment of panic there where I thought I was calling them the wrong thing for the last like 20 minutes. Anyway, so they gave you like, yeah, in the previous ones I'd always turn on arcade mode, and they had those little pop-ups for when you get headshots or like get a sticky kill, or and they give you like huge score bonuses when you take out these phantoms, but they don't have any of that in this. Really disappointed about that. And they had like achievements based around that stuff too, like get X amount of points on whatever level. So if you shoot these phantoms enough, they'll die.
Oh, wow.
Wow, you're watching these walkthroughs for some real high-end strategy advice here. Shoot it till it dies. But they don't, I don't know. Like, they don't, the phantoms don't react in any way to show you that they're close to dead, which I think is kind of...
They don't start smoking.
No, they don't start smoking. They don't start breaking apart, which is kind of dumb. I think that they could have done a better job on that, but it's a pretty minor thing. But I mean, like, the game really hasn't changed at all since Halo 2? No, Halo 3, really? On the Xbox 360? Like, the game really hasn't changed much in terms of core mechanics. Yeah. It's probably the exact same explosion animation for Halo 3 that they had in ODST and Reach and this for a Banshee exploding, or I guess the Banshees kind of fall apart when you shoot them. And there's not a lot of Phantoms in the game that you can kill in general. Yeah, because the Banshees do fall apart. Like, their wings fall off and start smoking and shit.
Especially when you're in them.
Especially when you're in them. That's the dumbest game mechanic in the world. Regenerating health on vehicles.
Oh.
Like, that's so stupid. It's dumb when you really step back and take a look at it for yourself when you're running around as Master Chief or whoever in Call of Duty, but regenerating vehicle health? Yeah, I don't know. It's dumb.
Hey man, this is the future.
Oh, they have future technology metal?
Nanobots.
Nanobots. Oh. Why didn't you just say... Why didn't the game say that?
I don't know. That's too clever, or too clear. They say more vague things than that.
Except in the Assassin's Creed premature evaluation, we were complaining about... Or I complained about how in Star Wars, they explain midichlorians and how lightsabers are made. So I don't really want to know how nanobots
It just makes
affect.
ruins it.
Yep.